Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Welcome in to episode number 180 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful Friday of bets, also known as, so you don't have to check your calendar for the first time here today, December the 10th of the year 2021. Can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by. We got a loaded show. It's the Friday Pick Spectacular. It is Fill Your Bankroll Friday, also in conjunction with the NFL Week 14 Best Bets coming from the TTL Crew, and loads of rabbit holes, loads of laughs, everything in between. But before we get into all of that, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL pod on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell over there as well so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping from the TTL crew. But if you are watching on one of our social media platforms, maybe our Facebook or our Twitter, hit that like button or follow button there so you never miss any of our social media content. Last but not least, if you're listening to the pod on your favorite podcast directory, make sure you hit that subscribe button there too if you haven't already, as we always release the audio of every episode after each live show is complete. Next item up on the docket. Hey, you could be so kind. You can find it in your heart to do so. Go ahead, take an extra second. Also, hit that additional like button if you haven't hit that already. Leave us a comment, leave us a rating. Jump on over yonder in the live chat if you are watching live. Hey, maybe hit that share button too while you're at it. Send it on over to your brothers, sisters, friends, enemies, aunts, uncles, neighbors, people who live on the opposite side of the globe as you, but you tend to refer to as a good old-fashioned degenerate. And they like cashing tickets because that's what we do here at the TTL pod, and we are for each and every one of them, and we appreciate each and every one of you when you do that. And it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, certainly not least, head on over to this episode's description where you will locate the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you'll find the talkingtheline.com website, all of the TTL Crew social platforms, and all of our additional content so you can consume all of that jazz in one convenient location, however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful gambling people, joining us for episode number 180, kicking the weekend off on this gorgeous Friday of bets. I am your honored, humbled, hyped, and always handicapping host, Colton Cap and Colt Soroka, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, get some picks, get some locks, get some insights, analysis, dive into a few rabbit holes with me and my partner over probably the course of the next hour and a half to maybe even 2. We always have loaded shows here on Friday, so without further ado, let me stop wasting time and bring in that aforementioned partner of mine. He is the co-host of this here podcast every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. He is also the co-host of the Wise Words podcast that drops every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. He is also the co-host of the Cup of Joe on Campus podcast that drops every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. You know him around these parts as the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend, and this week I wish I could forget, the TTL's resident cheesehead himself, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, wish it was timed better. I did not come prepared with my ammo. Had to get my assistant on deck with throwing me in some cheesehead gear because it is Bears-Packers week. I've been sporting it all week, and I somehow forgot on Friday. Almost perfect timing to where would have gotten the shirt as he brought me in, but a little premature. But hey, I'm here. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm feeling damn good. I'm ready for Sunday night, ready for today's action, ready for today's show, ready for today's picks. I'm feeling fantastic, my dude. How about you?
Oh, I'm feeling spectacular as per usual. It is a beautiful day to be alive. The rest is up to you on this end of the world, this side of the screen. Ready to rock and roll as well. Not so much looking forward to Sunday, but I always give my boy some love here on the Friday show, regardless. Not so much looking forward to Sunday night at 7:20 p.m. Central Standard Time at Lambeau Field. Had a pretty good night last night. Looking forward to a solid Friday here. Things seem to be clicking, moving, grooving, shaking, everything in between.
Who's to say?
Bacon. Yeah, there you go. Shaking, bacon, everything in between. Who's to say? We got a loaded show coming up on tap, but before we talk about that, before we dive into any of that nonsense, us being a full transparency show, we always recap the best bets of the day from every single day previous that we dished out. We never hide them from you. We never will. We will always choose to share them with you every single day. So without further ado, my friends, it is time to dish out, or recap rather, yesterday's best bets of the day from December the 9th, 2021, coming from the TTL Crew. They're now live on your screen, my friends. As always, top left of the screen, my partner, 500-day form, 1-1. The Vikings ended up covering. Thought the old Steelers were going to sneak in the back door and take care of that plus 3.5. But, a little bit of nonsense happened, and that did not happen. Iowa -4 did not take care of business. So, hey, 500, nothing to scoff at over there, partner. Myself went 3-2, so got into the green as far as college basketball goes. Went 3-1, so nice rebound day, and looking to do the same. I got 4 more to dish out today, so I'm ready to rock and roll as far as the college basketball slate goes. Board bender parlay, partner. I think our trend. Well, I guess I'll say this. I wouldn't say the trend is dead. I think we played outside of our trend. I think the line got just a little bit too long. We had too many TTL faithful hammering the numbers, so it caused the -155 to balloon up to -178. And I don't think we should take it much over -160. So
correct.
There you go. There you have it. Colgate couldn't get the job done. Ended up losing by exactly 3 points to Pitt. Spurs easy money, and then that over was easy money as well on Thursday night. But hey, parlays don't matter if you don't hit all 4 legs. We only hit 2 out of 2. So apologies if you put a quarter unit on that bad boy. But across the board, we did end up going positive. If you did not play the moneyline dice roll, if you did play the moneyline dice roll, I do believe you broke even because they had the Jazz -3, and the Jazz did not take care of business.
They did. That's a typo. Shame on our intern.
Typo. Yeah, what the hell, dude? You got to get me back in action here because I didn't play. I didn't play it last night. I was just taking, so I didn't look into what the Jazz did. I haven't been keeping it up.
I didn't play it either, so shame on us.
There you go. The
they
Jazz
took care of business easy.
All right, so the Jazz -3, they took care of easy business. Apparently, the moneyline dice knew what they were doing. So my apologies, dice. Did not mean to cause you any issues there. All right, so. They're all good. They accept the apology. Overall, across the board, we there you go. There you have it. What did we go there? I went 3-2. Come on, Colt, 4-3. What are we talking about? There you go. There you have it. Everything in between. 4-4 if you played the board bender parlay, and 5-4 if you played the moneyline dice roll as well. So sure seems positive to me. Beautiful day. Let's bring us back in the screen. Okay. What do we got? What do we got coming up today? Well, I'm so glad you asked because I am the guy to tell you as per usual. We got RMags best bets coming up. He has, if I am not mistaken, I will tell you right from the jump here, he has 3 best bets coming at you. Now I got him in front of me. I also have 4 best bets coming to you in the following segment, my best bets of the day. Then we'll get into the special play, the Friday 4 Pack. If you played it last week, almost hit it. We got a little bit similar of a look, but we are changing it up just a little bit. Kind of a combo of how we do the Wednesday parlay pop-off, if you will, if you're a fan of that, as well as our traditional Friday 4 Pack or primetime parlay. Then after we recap all of that nonsense, we'll switch gears as per usual. Every Friday show, we'll get into the Week 14 best bets of the NFL this Sunday. Mags, once again, will dish out all of his picks, and I'll dish out all of my picks. I got 3 coming at you. Mags has 3 as well. So there you go. There you have it. 6 picks for the Week 14 NFL slate. We'll recap all of those, and then, as always, no moneyline dice roll. Shout out, we just talked about him a little while ago, but no moneyline dice roll for Friday. And then we'll switch gears one final time. Second half of the show. Kick things off, RMags Sidebar, a little bit of banter as per usual, dive into a few rabbit holes. If I was a betting man, I would imagine that it's probably going to have something to do with Bears-Packers, but call me crazy, what do I know? We'll also probably talk a little bit about daily leans, maybe a little bit of key announcements going into the weekend, and then I'll wrap up the show with my motivation minutes, the second of the 2 weekly quotes coming from the legendary coach, John Wooden. Partner, what do you got over there, pal?
Oh, not too much. I'm ready to get rocking and rolling. I'm feeling good over here, dude.
Okay, well, with all that being said then, let's get the proverbial podcast train steaming on down the tracks. Today's show, December the 10th, 2021, is now in session. Quit the nonsense, cut the banner, stop the gossip. You could go to every other sports media outlet and get. You come to the TTL pod for the Stone Cold Locks, picks, insights, analysis, and running. Tickets to the window with the TTL crew all day and night long. So without further ado, my friends, there's one final step we must complete because we're not superstitious, but we are a little stitious. So without further ado,
just a wee bit.
To me, to you over there, fine sir, and to all you beautiful people sipping the black elixir of the gods on this gorgeous Friday of bets and also into the Week 14 Sunday best bets, take your sip, and 1 second, I will kick things off. Oh, goodness gracious. Why does it flow so good on Friday? It tastes so good.
Oh, you know what's good? I need a little. Could have used a little microwave action. I've been babysitting this one for a little too long over here.
You know, I don't know why I say Friday. It just tastes good every single day of the week.
It does.
So without further ado, first segment of the day. You know the drill. If you're a regular, if you don't, you're about to find out. RMags, best bets of the day. Partner, without further ado, if you could be so kind, sir, go right on ahead and dish out your first of 3 best bets of the day in whatever fashion you wish, whatever fashion you please. And as per usual, you have the floor.
All righty, my friend. I appreciate you. I'm going to kick things off in the NBA tonight. I've got 2 NBA, 1 college basketball. And since you are the old mid-major king, I'll save my CBB for last and lead right into yours. How's that sound? All right.
Sounds
so
spectacular.
First one.
Mouthful of fucking water. Can't ask me a question while I'm taking double sips.
I did not. I couldn't even tell. First one,
Oh.
I'm going to the Atlanta Hawks and the Brooklyn Nets. I believe this line has, I know this line is on the move. Still like that movement. Still love it at the line that I'm seeing it at. I caught the Atlanta Hawks at -1, looking like -1, -2 in certain spots. As far as my full unit, I would endorse it as far as high as probably 2 partner, and then maybe 2.5, 3 would be my threshold for maybe a half unit. Anything, I would be kind of surprised if it goes that far, but anything beyond that, I'm going to stay away from. But Hawks -1 is my first one of the day. I'm not trying to do a guessing game here once again, as far as me putting my foot in my mouth and whiffing on some injury news again, because I'm not going to do that, because I like this play whether Kevin Durant is in or out, partner. He did miss the last game the other night against the Houston Rockets. They lost that game straight up. Less questionable tonight, it sounds like, although I would not be surprised if he's out. The fact that the Nets are opening up as an underdog kind of led me to believe that he would be out. But like I said, even if he is out, I think there's a bit of a Brooklyn Nets trap in the making here tonight. With KD, the Nets are still pretty damn vulnerable. You and I have talked about it a little bit. They're still cashing tickets. They're still winning games, but they just don't have that full edge that we've expected them to have. Pretty pedestrian on the road this year, 6-6 ATS, and the Hawks have been playing some better basketball lately, taking care of business at home, 8-4 straight up, 7-5 ATS, so not fantastic, but obviously -1. For the most part, I think that straight-up number is what matters here today. 3 of the last 4 games scored 114 or higher. Their offense is working right now, partner. And last thing for me, a few trends. 4-1 ATS last 5 meetings are the Atlanta Hawks between the Hawks and the Nets. 4-0 ATS last 4 games playing on at least 3 days of rest. Biggest one for me. And partner, little cherry on top for you, my friend.
Okay.
The Brooklyn Nets, 0-5 ATS last 5 Friday games.
Oh, I absolutely love it. 0-5 ATS. It doesn't get much better than that when you're looking at day of the week trends. Partner, it looks like it's pretty much holding at 2 across the market. So I think it's probably going to stay right around that all day, unless there is some wild injury news. Then it might inflate a little bit like that if Kevin Durant is really out. But I think you're on the right side here, dude. You know me. I don't have much of a leg to stand on and talk much shit here because I don't. I have admitted it multiple times. I do not dive into the NBA till about Christmas time. I compile a lot of shit around now, and I toss my money into college basketball. Thank you for the mid-major king shot at. And if you would be so kind, once again, shot at Pat McAfee and the boys all out there once again. And if you could be so kind as to partner, there's number 1. How about number 2 out of 3?
Alrighty, partner. Number 2, another short line today. This one has actually flipped since this morning. I'm taking the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road, money line. When I saw it, it was +1, and I like that money line. Caught that one at +100. Looks like it has since flipped to -1 for the Cleveland Cavs. Another situation where I like this one up to 2 as well with a full unit, or if you want to stay safe and go money line now that they're the favorites, I would endorse that as well. Again, wouldn't go too far past 2, 2.5. We mentioned, 2.5, 3. We mentioned, and in accordance with that, we've kind of mentioned that these Wolves games can get a little sweaty at times, but I do think the Cavs are going to win this one outright by at least 5 points, in my opinion. Somehow, partner, these Timberwolves have become just about every single public NBA bettor's darling as far as flashiness, and love to cash some tickets on them or love to place tickets on them. And I can't blame them. We've been falling into those spots many times. I am in love with this team. I love Anthony Edwards. They're exciting to watch. But I cannot believe that this Cleveland Cavs team is not catching more love from the public, because they have a better straight-up record. First of all, they have a very legitimate chance to make the playoffs. And their defense is fantastic, and they're 19-7 to the damn number, partner, compared to an 11-14 ATS record for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves just aren't cashing tickets with that type of regularity, and the Cleveland Cavaliers 10-3 ATS on the dang road. D'Angelo Russell is questionable for the Timberwolves. Obviously, if he's out, that helps this ticket quite a bit, but I am not really trying to, I'm not putting too much consideration into that. If he is active, I still like the Cavs in this one. I mentioned that defense for the Cavs, number 2 scoring defense in the league. I think they're going to shut down this team that's been a little lackluster on offense lately. Last 4 games, I do believe, 110, last 5 games, I apologize, 110 or less. There's my lack of glasses coming into play once again. 110 or less the last 5 games. So this offense isn't exactly pouring it on, if you catch my drift, is what I'm trying to say here. Cavs coming off another 1 day of rest after a tough schedule, playing a lot of really solid teams in the NBA, holding their water most definitely straight up and ATS. But as far as 1 day rest, 13-3 ATS. 13-3 ATS last 16 on 1 day rest. Compare that to the Timberwolves 1-4 last 5 on 1 day rest. I'm not beyond that. I'm not diving too deep into these trends as far as the Cavs are concerned. Because they've been fantastic this year, obviously, but this team is a completely different team than what we've seen the last few years. The dumpster fire that was the last few years. So as historical trends, as far as those goes, beyond this 1 day rest trend, I'm not looking too deep into that. But I do believe we've got a nice money line ticket coming to the window tonight with the Cleveland Cavs for my second best bet partner.
5 straight covers, if I am not incorrect in saying that.
You're not incorrect.
All right, there you go. And, this entire line flip, I don't know shit about shit right now, to tell you the truth, when it comes to the NBA, but I do know gambling and gambling, and I do know that is a pretty key indicator that your side is the right side there, partner. So, I think you might catch this on my old bet slip tonight, maybe in the Action. Shout out the Action app, maybe also in the Chalkboard. Shout out the Chalkboard app, and then also maybe on talkingtheline.com/today's-best-bets. If you don't know where we're at on the Action app, you don't follow us, I'm at cash_with_Colt. Riley is at RMags in all caps, and then the daily best bets are at Talking the Line. You can follow our board, download the Chalkboard app on Google Play and the App Store. Check me out. Check out our board, Talking the Line, and then jump in one of our channels, chat back and forth with us. Let's have a good old time. We may or may not have a member of the Chalkboard family joining us on this upcoming week of the Wise Words podcast. Who's to say? Who am I? What do I know? What I do know is that, partner, you got one more best bet to dish out, and I think I'm rocking and rolling with you with the Cleveland Cavaliers. You said at the beginning of this whole segment here, you are the mid-major king, so what's going on over there on your side as far as college basketball goes and mid-majors go?
I'm glad you asked, partner, because I've got a little matchup. One of the teams is coming out of one of my favorite conferences to cap, I should say, as far as the SWAC. But as is the case more times than not, I'm actually fading that SWAC team, and I'm going to the Boise State Broncos. Minus the 16.5, partner. I am checking this line movement right now. It looks like some people are dropping some big old money on the Prairie View A&M Panthers, which does not concern me at all, if I'm being totally honest. Down to 15.5, 16. I still like this Broncos team right there. I am fading the mess out of the Panthers tonight. 65 ranking on KenPom is the Boise State Broncos. 41st in ADE, 124th in AOE. Their offense leaves a little bit to be desired, but I don't think that's going to matter in this matchup. Prairie View 242 ranking on KenPom, outside of the top 200 on ADE and AOE. That's adjusted offense and defensive efficiency, if you do not follow us closely. But partner, 353 in opponent effective field goal percentage are those Panthers. That is bottom 6 in the entire country. 349 in opposing three-point percentage. So like I said, this Boise State offense leaves a lot to be desired, but I do not think they're going to be held down by this Prairie View A&M team like they have been in the past. This Prairie View A&M team has covered their last 2 games at a fairly similar number, but they did it against teams that are nowhere near the defensive abilities that this Boise State team can bring, and I think Boise State's defense is going to dominate this one. Mentioned the last 2 games, Loyola Marymount plus 13.5, cover for Prairie View with the loss, and South Dakota State plus 16. Now you're given a similar number. Would lead the public into believing that this Prairie View team can hang in with another mid-major team. That's obviously a little bit of a brand name, but I do believe they are much better than any of those last 2 teams they've faced. You look back a few games before those last 2, Grand Canyon and Texas Tech. I'll stick with Grand Canyon because this Boise State team, at least as far as athleticism and size, kind of reminds me of that Grand Canyon team. And Grand Canyon beat the doors off of them 91-64 and covered a 13 spread. So I do believe this Broncos team at home here tonight is going to get themselves on the right track as far as their home record is concerned. They are 1-4 ATS, but I do not think that matters here. I think they take care of business, and I think they do it mostly on the defensive end, and this Prairie View A&M defense isn't going to do much to stop this even lackluster offense of Boise State. So give me the 16.5. Love it at the line movement. Do not have any concerns about what's going on as far as the money coming in. Give me the Broncos tonight, partner.
Okay. I'll give them all to you, and you can have all of them. I hate betting on the Boise State Broncos. I think this is way too many points. I won't trash it out. I know you love to fade the Prairie View A&M Panthers, but I just don't have the yawns to do it this time around. Hey, best of luck, soldier. Get deep in the trenches. I hope you bankrupt a couple of books. Go 3-0. Outside of that, anything else you got to dish out, lay out, deliberate about, banter about in regards to your best bets of the day for this beautiful Friday, December the 10th, 2021?
No, sir, that's all I got. I have spent everything that I've got on my notes.
All right, well, I will keep this proverbial podcast Sunday building, even though you put a couple of cherries in there quite too soon. Maybe we'll just have some extra maraschinis or maraschinos, whatever the hell they are, floating around in there with the ice cream. So now let's add a little chocolate sauce, maybe a little caramel, if you will. Second segment of the day, my best bets of the day. Here we go. Here you have it. Top of the show, I told you got 4 best bets coming at you. They're all college basketball, so make way. Hear ye, hear ye. The mid-major king has arrived. Without further ado, my friends, first matchup we are going to... Well, actually, hold on. Let me preface this first. I wrote this in big, pink, bold letters. Theme of the day. Do not buy the brand name. That is the theme of my plays today. All 4 incorporated somehow one way or another, and I said, well, hell, I guess that's just the theme of today. So there you go. There you have it. First play from me. I'm taking the Appalachian State Mountaineers plus 7.5 against the Furman Paladins. And my friends, do not think for a minute that this was easy for me to fade Furman. I love the Paladins. They are a great team as far as a little bit later on in the season. But right now, they're just a little bit too inconsistent for me to trust, especially at such a big number. They're 0-5 ATS, their last 5 overall. 0-2 ATS this season as a 7.5 to 9.5 point favorite. So we're right at that exact number. I don't like it whatsoever. It stinks to high hell, if you ask me. As for App State, they've covered 3 straight minus 8.5 point favorites against Hartford, 5.5 point dogs against UVM, and then 2 point dogs against Akron. UVM and Akron were both neutral site games and had pretty easy time covering those games, honestly. Nothing crazy to report there. I see this as being an offensive style of game. They have pretty similar offenses when it comes down to it at the end of the day, but I also see it being a game of who gets the last stop, who gets a few more stops, who gets a few more turnovers. So I think the defense looms a little bit larger than we might all realize, and App State's defense actually has the edge here. They're allowing 57.9 points per game compared to Furman allowing 77.1 points per game. App State 39.4% for opponents from the floor and 26% from beyond the arc. You compare that to Furman, 46.2% for opponents from the floor, 35.1% from 3. Also jumped off the page at me was ADE, adjusted defensive efficiency, and opponent effective field goal percent. 146th in ADE for App State, 251st in opponent effective field goal percent. You might say, geez, that's not the best in the world. Well, Furman ain't great either. 214th in ADE, 282nd in opponent effective field goal percent. Last but not least, I think App State's ability to get defensive rebounds here is what also gives them a pretty key edge defensively. They're 5th in defensive rebounding percent per KenPom right now. Compared to Furman, that's 123rd, and that's same exact statistic. I mentioned turnovers just a minute ago, and I think that App State actually wins the turnover battle here between them and Furman because of that defense. They're 37th on offense in turnover percent per KenPom. They value their possessions, and they're 209th on defense. Now, you might say that's not great, but Furman ain't great in either category. 131st on the offensive side in turnover percent and 254th in defensive turnover percent per KenPom. Last but certainly not least, Furman doesn't boat race anybody with their 251st ranked tempo, so this game is going to be a slow, methodical, grinded out defense style of a game, even though I said the offenses are similar. So I see App State's 327th ranked tempo controlling the game, keeping Furman off balance, and allowing them to cover with ease. But you don't believe me, my friends. For the first time today, believe the damn trends. App State 5-1-1 ATS last 7, following a straight-up win of 20-plus points. Do not let anybody on this planet tell you this is a letdown spot for the Mountaineers. They're also 5-2 ATS last 7 as a puppy dog. The Furman Paladins 5-16 ATS last 21 spots opposing a dog. What would that be? As a favorite. They're not good as a favorite, my friends. Love them as a dog, not as a favorite. The Paladins 1-5 ATS last 6 as a home favorite. 0-5 ATS last 6 following an ATS loss, and they are 1-4 straight up, or ATS rather, I apologize, last 5 versus a team with a winning straight up record. First best bet of the day, give me the Appalachian State Mountaineers plus 7.5.
I like it, partner. I like it quite a bit. I'll let you keep it rocking and rolling, but I am a big fan of this one.
Okie dokie, Artichoke. I did see last time I looked, some books were honoring some early action, and I was down to around 7 at some places. So, something to think about there, my friends. Best bet number 2 from your boy today. Going to the matchup between the Army Black Knights and the New Jersey Institute of Technology. That's NJIT to you Highlanders, and I'm taking the Highlanders minus 2.5. Once again, don't buy into the brand name of the Army Black Knights. You might say, NGI who? I understand. I totally get it, but they are a solid team, my friend. They have covered 6 straight games. 5-3 straight up, 6-1 ATS. The one game that they did have no spread, they did win. 76-43, cruised to victory. They're also 3-1 straight up, 2-1 ATS at home. Army has looked solid, but against higher level competition like this, even though this is mid-major higher level competition, they have started to hit the skids. They're 5-4 straight up, 3-4 ATS overall, 0-1 straight up, 0-1 ATS on the road. That is a key ATS trend on the road right now. Teams that are being overvalued, that are only 0-1, 0-1 when it comes to straight up and against the number on the road. Sure, they can get it done. It's only been one game. Chances are they're really not that good of a road team yet. So I'm going to be sticking with the Highlanders, but also because of a couple key reasons. NJIT is 179th in ADE and 83rd in opponent effective field goal percent. So I think their defense has a little bit more than success than Army, who ranks 221st in ADE and 181st in opponent effective field goal percent. Also, turnovers are going to loom pretty large here. NJIT, 156 on the offensive side of the ball, 136th defensively. Compare that to Army, 239th offensively, 178th defensively. So I think the NJIT values their possessions a little bit more, and they get a few more cough-ups from the Black Knights on their side of the rock. Last but certainly not least, free throws, free throws, free throws, free throws. I swear if I have to tweet it one more damn time, I'm going to come uncorked. NJIT, 69.8% from the charity stripe, 40th in free throw rate per KenPom. You look at Army, 61.9% from the stripe, 77th in free throw rate per KenPom. I think when it gets towards the end of the game, we might have a little bit of a sweaty one here early. This is where the Highlanders bury the Black Knights, but you don't believe me for the second time today. Believe the trends. Army, 1-4-1 ATS last 6 versus a team with a winning straight-up record. 1-4-1 ATS last 6 versus a team with a winning percent above 600. NJIT, 4-0 ATS last 4 following an ATS win. 3-1-1 ATS last 5 following a straight-up win. They are also 8-2-1 ATS their last 11 versus a team with a winning straight-up record, and make it 7 straight covers today. Give me the NJIT Highlanders minus 2.5. Second best bet of the day.
I like it, partner. I almost threw up when you said 61% from the damn free throw line.
How about that?
My man, good grief. I think under 65% should be a jailable offense, if you ask me. Oof, man, I haven't shot a free throw in 5 years, and I think I could shoot 60% from the damn line, dude.
I think so, too. I don't know if you can even spell 60%, and you could probably still shoot it from the line. Either way, there you go. There you have it. Second best bet of the day. Keep it moving. Keep it grooving. Third best bet of the day. Going to the matchup between the Vermont Catamounts and the Brown Bears. Taking the Brown Bears, +3, +3.5, wherever you're seeing it at. I am fine with the early line movement in this one. Catamounts have kind of become the public's darling. They're this team that should be so good and so great, and they're wonderful against the number. I hate to tell you, my friends, they're actually kind of scuffling right now. They're 1-4 ATS, last 5 overall, and on the road, it's not great either. 1-3 straight up, 1-3 ATS on the road so far this year. The Browns are moving and grooving right now, my friends. They've covered 4 straight, 8-4 straight up, 8-2 against the number overall this season. They're 4-1 straight up, 2-1 against the number at home. So I think they continue to roll on those trends, but there's also a couple of key numbers that jumped off the screen to me as to why I think Brown continues to roll here, my friends, and make it 5 straight covers today. Vermont is only averaging 64.6 points per game, and they're allowing 58.8 points per game. So not terrible defensively, but they've played a few teams that really lack on the defensive side of the ball, or on the offensive side of the ball, rather. Whereas Brown, they're averaging 73.5 points per game, and they've allowed 63.5 points per game. So they've played a little bit higher level competition, but I mean, 5 points per game isn't really scaring me away. I think that is a little bit inflated, and I think they are able to knock down a few more key shots here, especially in the late stretch against the Catamounts, because of one other key offensive stat, and that is because of their 3-ball. They shoot 32.1% from beyond the arc compared to Vermont, who's only shooting 26.6% from beyond the 3-point arc. So I like Brown to really kind of keep this game close, or maybe even pull away in some form or fashion down the stretch of this game, just because of how well they do shoot the 3-ball. Last but not least, I love the rebounding department. Hustle stats are what it comes down to in college basketball. Vermont, 351st in offensive rebounding percent. Yeesh. 11th in defensive rebounding percent. Okay, you say, wow, they got a great defensive rebounding team. Well, what combats a great defensive rebounding team? A great offensive rebounding team. Brown, 95th in offensive rebounding percent. I know it's no 11th, but they're still within the top 100, so I think they still get a couple of second chance points, clean up the offensive boards just a tad here, and they also limit Vermont doing that. They're 155th in defensive rebounding percent. So not bad whatsoever. I think Brown's ability to clean up the boards, their ability to knock down the 3, and also to get those second chance points are really what's going to allow them to stay in this game or maybe get the outright win. But you don't believe me, believe the trends. UVM, 4-10-1 ATS last 15 Friday games, 1-4 ATS last 5 following an ATS loss, 1-4 ATS last 5 as a favorite, and 0-4 ATS last 4 as a road favorite. Brown, 6-1 ATS last 7 following an ATS win, 5-1 ATS last 6 as a dog, and 5-1 ATS last 6 versus a team with a winning straight up record. Give me all of the Brown Bears, +3, third best bet of the day.
I like it, partner. I can't really tell you why there's so many people that are in love with this Vermont team. I mean, they are a solid team, but I think because of that, the books are just setting these numbers to set all of these people up on Vermont. So I think you got the right side, and this might be one of the last times you can catch your Brown Bears here at a nice number like this. If they get this one outright, they might become a darling, my friend. Oh, sorry to do that to you. My bad.
No, it's all good. I think you're right on that. You always seem to cut off your thought right as I'm reaching for one final sip here. So,
I didn't see the cup. You were reaching. I didn't see what you're doing. My bad.
No big deal. You know, I'm just reaching off into the abyss trying to find something random over here. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. There you have it. All right, fourth and final best bet of the day coming from me, going to the matchup between the – excuse me. Goodness, hold up. Oh, my gosh. Okay, sorry. The Murray State Racers against the Memphis Tigers. And, my friends, take the Murray State Racers plus the 11 or plus 10.5. I called it a plus 11 this morning. It looks like it's down to plus 10.5 pretty much all across the market. Once again, theme of the day, don't buy into the brand name, my friend. We loved Memphis here early on in the season. We were talking super high on them, and they just really have not lived up to the all the hype, and they're kind of far too inconsistent against the number to back at something that is at least double digits. I don't think they should be favored more than 3.5, 4.5 in this game. They're 5-3 straight up, 3-5 against the number overall this year, 4-0 straight up, 2-2 against the number at home. Last 5 games, it's been pretty bad. They're kind of scuffling, 1-4 against the number of their last 5 games overall. And Murray State's still a damn wagon if you haven't been paying attention. 7-1 straight up, 4-2 ATS. They've played a couple of lesser opponents, but they handled them with no problem whatsoever. 1-0 straight up and against the number on the road. So I think they continue to rock and roll. Obviously, this is stiffer competition than they have played in the past, but I mean, they're getting 11 or 10.5. I don't think there's any reason you don't need to take all of those points and guarantee that they'll stick in this game. I'm not saying they get the outright win and continue to roll like that, but at the bare minimum, they are going to cover this game, but damn near, they just might get out the outright win. Who knows? But what I think this is going to come down to is Murray State's offensive ability as well as a couple of key hustle stats. So closing out my plays today, Murray State averages 83.4 points per game with an effective field goal percent ranked 63rd per KenPom. Compare that to Memphis, 76.6 points per game and a 99th effective field goal percentage ranking. Turnovers, Murray State is much better as well, 182nd on the offensive side of the ball, 25th on the defensive side of the ball per KenPom. Memphis, 351st offensively, so I think they cough up the ball a lot tonight and lose the turnover battle against a very aggressive Murray State defense. They're only 46 on the defensive side of the ball, so even Murray State is a little bit better than them defensively. So again, I think Murray State wins the turnover battle, but I think they also win the rebounding battle. They are 18th in offensive rebounding percent per KenPom. 158th, I apologize, a little bit of lysdexia there in defensive rebounding percent. Memphis, 11th in offensive rebounding percent, so they're a solid offensive rebounding team too, but they're bad on the defensive glass. 323rd in defensive rebounding percent per KenPom right now, so I think that allows Murray State to actually win the offensive rebounding battle and win the defensive rebounding battle and win the entire rebounding battle as a whole. So that's what I think it comes down to, Murray State's ability to shoot, but also their advantage in some of those key hustle stat areas. But you don't believe me, as always, folks, closing out my Friday best bets card. Believe the trends. Memphis, 1-4 ATS last 5 games as a favorite. 1-4 ATS last 5 Friday games, and 0-8 against the number their last 8 games played in the month of December. Give me all of the Murray State Racers. Plus 11. Cool with plus 10.5 as well.
I like it, partner. Are we just mark our calendars every year, fade the Memphis Tigers in December? I mean,
they can't cover a fucking king size bed if you call them an extra king size blanket, for fuck's sakes, dude.
Dude, I'm interested in the money line. I'm not going to lie. I might sprinkle a couple dollars on the damn money line. This Memphis team just went to, we're turning our favor a little bit on Ole Miss, but they just went to 2 of the bottom tier teams in the SEC and lost outright pretty damn handily in Georgia and Ole Miss. Outright losses.
Big
and
time.
A big old ass whooping to Iowa State, who obviously looks really, really solid, but like a 20-point loss. So I'm interested in a little money line sprinkle, if I'm being honest with you.
I think I am too. I didn't want to get all the way in the boat, but if you're in the boat, I might get in the boat too. Every canoe needs an extra guy to help row. So, hey,
for sure.
I got you, man. Let's do it. Let's have a little bit of fun. But as far as my best bets go, we're taking all 11 or 10.5 points with the Murray State Razors. Okay, that does it. My best bets of the day, RMags best bets of the day. If you didn't see one of our, I don't know why that did that over on my side. You guys didn't see that, but something crazy just happened on the screen. Okay, so kind of tripped me out there. Let's just keep it moving, keep it grooving. If you got any questions about any games we didn't cover, you were wanting to smash in, anything like that, regardless of slate, drop it in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer it anytime here on the show. But let's get into the third segment of the day, special play of the day, the Friday Four Pack. Okay, so we did a little deliberating, a little bit of debating, and said, okay, here's what we're doing with the 4 legs this week. We're going to go to the ice. We'll lace up the skates one time. Then we'll take those skates off. We'll throw on the Jordans, and we'll head to the NBA hardwood. And then, since we don't want to force ourselves into any additional plays, why don't we just take our favorite plays out of our cards, and we'll kind of do it like we do the Wednesday Parlay Pop-Off. But since we didn't do that, and we did a double Warrior this week that didn't even work out, so we might as well go to Tried and True and Faithful. Let's add it as part of the Friday Four Pack. So we're taking one of our Max best bets and one of my best bets today. Folks, I am honored to tell you that this bad boy is paying out at over 16 to 1 odds. So I suggest you listen up here right now for all 4 legs and get ready to get them locked in. Again, be who you can afford to be. As per usual, always gamble responsibly. First leg on this bad boy, we're going to get it out of the way. Lace up your skates, grab the stick, and get ready to rip a couple of fucking lasers on net because I think this first one is a casher. We're going to the matchup between the New York Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres. And we're taking the Sabres on the money line, plus 150. Now, partner, I know you might be able to add a little bit to this. Maybe not, because I don't know shit about shit when it comes to the world of hockey right now. Much like NBA, I wait till the turn of the year when I really start to delve deep into the numbers. Now, I also don't know shit about shit or a lot of things, but one thing I do know about is gambling. We may or may not run it. Oh, that's right. I'm here hosting that show. Shit, my fault. Here I am. Okay, I'm awake. I know gambling, and the New York Rangers were minus 249 favorites. Favorites the last time these two teams played, and it was but 2.5 short weeks ago, November the 21st, if I am not mistaken.
Correct.
And see, there's that photographic memory work, and I saw that on the page on covers.com. Shout out for your services. And I said, this makes no damn sense. How in the hell now the New York Rangers are dropping down to 179? 170, 170, 160. What is going on? It is making it more valuable for bettors to play them, and they are the clear, concise, better team. Come on in, says Vegas. The water's fine, boys. Bet on the New York Rangers, and you will be forever grateful. Now, also, one thing I looked, 94% of bets and 98% of money wagered on the New York Rangers, yet this line continues to plummet through the fucking floor. You're out of your damn mind. Give us the Buffalo Sabres money line plus 150. Partner, anything else from you?
Not too much, partner. You nailed just about everything here. It's still that 98% of money. They are boosting it just a little bit to, shore up some of that liability up to a whopping minus 180. So, a little bit higher, but hey, at 98%. But still, I mean, if it's like that and it's that easy, like you said, it shouldn't be anywhere any lower than what it was previously for what I believe was a one-score game. So,
5-4.
17-14 versus an 8-14 Buffalo Sabres team. You would expect that bad boy to be way the hell over 200. So give us the Sabres, man. That is the biggest hockey trap that I have seen in quite some time.
110 points different than the last game, and the last game did end 5-4. So you are correct there as well, my friend. Second leg on the Friday Four Pack, the NBA ad. Going to the hardwood, my friends. We are adding the Charlotte Hornets money line. They're pretty damn valuable. They've been on heater right now. They've been hooping at home. Said it earlier on this week. We cashed a couple of tickets on them in the past, and the Hornets hooping at home are something that I cannot pass up, regardless of where you find a partner. Help me out one more time. Who are they playing once again? I should have wrote this down.
Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento, that's right. Because I was like, why did it take me so much to get on this play? I really like the other team. Sacramento Kings. You know there are darlings. You know there are some of our favorites to have in the special play, but not very good on the road. And hasn't been very good as of late. So give me all of the Charlotte Hornets to continue to rock and roll. Partner, anything you got to add on them?
No, this should be a fun one, man. One of the higher totals I've seen in a while. This one is at 231. Obviously, We're not touching that total, but if that tells you this is going to be a fun, high-scoring game, I don't know what will. So, give us the Hornets, man. I think they get it done at home. 9-2 ATS at home, if you didn't mention it.
Okie dokie, artichoke. I did not mention it. I just said they were good at home, so I appreciate you getting me on the actual stats there and putting some credibility underneath my words. We're adding the Atlanta Hawks minus 1.5, or okay with minus 2 as well, from RMags best bets of the day to the Friday Four Pack Parlay. And then for my best bets of the day, we're comfortable with it because it's moving up to 3.5. I'm fine with it there. Might even be comfortable with it up to minus 4.5 if it steams that hard, but I don't think it will. Love it. The NJIT Highlanders minus 2.5. Love them going up against the Army Black Knights. Give me all of that for my best bet on this parlay as well. So one more time, 4 legs on that bad boy, paying out at over 16 to 1 odds. Sabres money line, Hornets money line, Hawks minus 1.5, and the NJIT Highlanders minus 2.5. As always, we'll recap it here shortly. So in case you missed anything, don't you worry. We might as well just switch gears real quick. Change it in the ticker so you know what's happening. The TTL Crew's best bets of the day recap for you right now, here live in prime time, on this beautiful Friday of bets. Okay. Thought we were ready to rock and roll. Shit was freezing up a little bit. Okay, we should be set, ready to go now. All right, without further ado, my friends, please turn your attention behind the TTL Crew for the best bets of the day for this gorgeous December 10th, 2021, right now. And turn your attention all the way up to the left top portion of your screen, where you will see RMags best bets of the day. I told you he's got 3 coming at you. You now see him with your own 2 ohos. He is taking the Cleveland Cavaliers on the money line. The Atlanta Hawks minus 1.5, okay with it up to minus 2.5. And the Boise State Broncos, he caught it at minus 16.5, but he says phooey to the line movement. He doesn't care. Take it at 15.5 as well against the Prairie View A&M Panthers. Full fade train mode. Turn your attention right side of your screen, top half. You see 4 best bets coming from the mid-major king. My friends, hammer in the NJIT Highlanders minus 2.5, the Appalachian State Mountaineers plus 7.5, the Brown Bears plus 3, and the Murray State Racers plus 11. Saw it at plus 10.5 on most books. Now, if you want a little extra juice, you want to get a little extra wild, outside of our straight plays that we suggest you play for 1 unit, so 7 full units on today's card from the crew. Lock in for maybe a half or even a quarter, whoever you can afford to be. The Friday Four Pack Parlay right above us. The 4 legs on that bad boy one more time. Atlanta Hawks minus 1.5, okay, up to minus 2.5. Charlotte Hornets on the money line. The Buffalo Sabres on their money line. And the NJIT Highlanders minus 2. It's time for Friday's battle with the books. But first, we need you too. Lock and load, lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down, whatever you need to say. Make sure you get today's TTL Crew best bets of the day in it, whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book.
Ooh.
Okay, there we go. There we have it. You see them on your screen. Let's get on out of here with that. Okay, without further ado, we are just going to keep it steaming on down the tracks here. Switch gears, so we got a little bit of time to dive into some other rabbit holes outside of the weekend and Friday picks here before we close out the show and head into our own weekend. So, partner, I yield back to you once again here, good sir. I switch up the ticker for another time. Here we go with RMags NFL Week 14 best bets of the weekend. And for the second time here today, hey, partner, you have the floor.
I appreciate you, my man. As you mentioned earlier on, I've got 3 coming at you today. First one off the top. This one has moved by a half point, but I am taking the Dallas Cowboys on the road in Washington. I got a -4. It is up to -4.5. I still like it there. Think they'd get this one done by at least a touchdown, at least 6 points, I would say. It does seem like people are buying into this little win streak the Washington football team is on. Money in bet slips actually pretty similar. 54%, 56% of bets and money coming in on the Cowboys. So obviously, scale tilted slightly for the Cowboys, but not not too much severe monetary liability if you ask me. I'm not buying that 4-game win streak here for Washington football team. They've beaten 3 mediocre teams. I think these 2 defenses right now are pretty dang similar, but I do see a few edges here for Dallas. Washington right now on the entire season, last in the entire league in opponent third down conversion percentage. During this nice 4-game win streak, their last 3 games, they have been a lot better. On the season, they're 50% of the time on defense, allowing third down conversions. Last 3 has been significantly better, but those three teams that they played were on offense for third down conversion percentage 28th in the league, 30th in the league, and 31st in the league. So literally played three of the worst five teams at converting third down percentages. So I'm throwing those numbers at least on their side of the ball for the last three games. So I'm not looking at that at all. I think they regress way back to the mean here, and the Cowboys have a nice day on offense. Other defensive spot here is the turnover percentage. Obviously, we know Dallas can get it done on defense. 2 takeaways per game to Washington's 1. Very similar on offense, 1.3, 1.4, I think, as far as giving away the ball. So I like Dallas to get at least a couple takeaways here on Taylor Heineke and for their offense to protect the ball. But I do have some nice trends that I like here, partner. 16-7 are the Cowboys. The last 23 versus the NFC East. Washington 5-12 last 17 versus the NFC East. And Mr. Dak Prescott, a little bit of an ownership in the making, my friend. 7-1 straight up, 6-2 ATS versus the Washington football team in his career. And he dominates the NFC East. Give me the Cowboys minus the 4 or the 4.5. I do not care, partner.
I'll give them to you. You got to breathe and relax and take some time in between your words. And you can have it and you can keep all of it because I don't like the number. It stinks to high hell for me. I don't know what's going on with the football team. I would zig, but I don't want to show you down on this one, or I would zag rather, because it seems like everybody's already zigging towards the Cowboys. Hey, I think you're finding the right things here. I think that defense is broken, has been broken all year, but I'm a little concerned about the star, to tell you the truth. I don't know. This might be a little bit of nonsense in the making. So we'll see what happens. Maybe a little bit of ownership on your perts. We'll see. But there you go. There you have it. RMags' first NFL best bet for Week 14. What else you got, good sir?
All right, so switching gears here to an under. I'm taking a total in this one. You've actually got a little bit of a play out of this game on the spread, but I'm going to the under. And I don't think it steps on the toes of your plays whatsoever because I do like your side of things as well. I'm going to the under in the Atlanta Falcons-Carolina Panthers game. Under 42.5. Let me double check where this one has moved. It is down to 41.5 actually, so I do still like it at that number. Probably wouldn't go under 41. Could see a 21-20 max type of game if you ask me. I do think it is going to be lower, so I still would be comfortable under 41.5. I think the Carolina offense is the biggest reason for this, partner. Whoever is quarterback, it does sound like it's going to be Cam Newton. Obviously, they get rid of Joe Brady this past week, offensive coordinator. Maybe they have some more efficiency. Maybe. I don't believe we are going to see that, but maybe they do. But even if they do, I think it's still going to be, at best, a slow-paced type of efficiency, maybe a grinded-out game, and I think it's going to be a really close, low-scoring game. First meeting between these teams, 19-13 ATL win. I think we see something similar here. Like I said, 20-21 was my max prediction for these teams to score. I think either team gets past 21. I would be shocked if they get even close to that. I think 19 points, 20 points for Atlanta sounds about right to me. And I don't think this Carolina team can put up over 13 without Christian McCaffrey right now. The way their quarterback situation is going, trying to figure out because they're coming off of a bye, but they didn't fire their offensive coordinator until this past weekend. I don't know why. Typically, when you fire an offensive coordinator on a bye week, typically it's right at the start of that bye week, so you can start to prepare for whatever the new game plan is. But they waited until last Sunday and only have a week to prepare. So I'm not too concerned about whoever's going to step in and call the plays in this situation. I think this is going to be a low-scoring, grindy, nasty. Maybe even Atlanta dominates them and does put up 20-21 and only holds Carolina to single digits, if you ask me. So I like the under quite a bit in this one, 42.5, partner.
For sure, partner, and was kind of messing up the stream there. I'll stay off the freaking websites for apparently, but you said a little wrong there. Carolina actually did win this game the last time. They won 19-13. It was not Atlanta that won the game. It was the right score, but Carolina did win the matchup. So just wanted to make sure you were on that because that was actually part of my stuff as well. So I think you're on the right side, but I'm not going to play it, and it is because of my own selfish ways. Last week got really lucky on an NFC South under between this exact Atlanta Falcons team and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As a matter of fact, the ball was on the 2-yard line with 42 seconds left to go in that game, and got lucky and went under. So I'm going to stay far away. cheer you on from the sidelines, soldier. And yeah, I think not having much offense from the Carolina Panthers side of things that loomed large in my play as well. So I think you're on the right side of things here as far as the total goes. But I'm going to stay away just because I don't want to piss off the gambling gods 2 weeks in a row. So there you go. There you have it. RMags second best bet of the day, partner. How about number 3?
Number 3, my friend, I am going to a little AFC-NFC matchup in this one. I'm taking the LA Chargers over a touchdown spread, -10. I like this one quite a bit. I'm laying the points with the Chargers at home, my friends. I know the run defense is bad. I do understand that, but it has improved the last 3 weeks, actually. 4.6 yards per carry on the season, down to 3.9 over the last 3. So it is improved. But I honestly don't think this run defense is going to matter all too much here because this Chargers offense is playing so damn well. 40 points here, 2 of the last 3 weeks. Stinker in Denver mixed in there, so I'm not too concerned about that. Going to Denver, a lot of crazy things can happen. A lot of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for here, but as far as altitude issues there for some teams traveling to Denver, that can be an issue. So I'm going to throw that one out the window. But a 40 spot, 2 of the last 3 on Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. And now you have this Giants team traveling across the country with a backup or a third-string quarterback. It might actually seem like here with Jake Fromm, with Mike Glennon actually being less than questionable. Seems like it might even be doubtful in this one. I don't care who it is at quarterback, whether it's Glennon or Jake Fromm in this one. I think they're both going to be atrocious, because I do believe they are going to be forced to pass. That's why I mentioned the run defense isn't going to matter here because, first of all, the Chargers have been improved, but I think the Chargers offense is going to have some efficiency here, put up a decent amount of points, and these quarterbacks, whoever it is going to be forced to throw the ball, forced to throw it around the yard against a pass defense that's been pretty improved the last few weeks. So I think this is going to be a really, really scary showing here for the Giants, especially on offense, but not going to look great on defense either for a defense that hasn't been bad. But I think this Chargers team is going to put up points. It's a good, not great team at this point in the season, the Chargers, but I think their weaknesses won't be exposed against this Giants team here. So I think we see a blowout on our hands. I think this team has no interest in traveling across the country with a backup quarterback, 4-8 record. I am loving the Chargers minus the 10 points, partner.
I can get down with everything you're saying. I totally understand where your head's at. Number 1, I hate laying chalk this big, so sorry, there's 0 for 3 for your boy.
That's all right.
I don't like laying chalk this big, but I think with everything you're saying, you're definitely on the right side. The only one other piece of just kind of pushback I would say maybe I have is just that the NFL has been fucking weird this year, and favorites of touchdown or more at home have been really, really, really bad. So I'm not saying that happens here because the Giants are really, really, really bad in their own right, but I'm going to stay away. But if you are confident in RMags plays, which you should be, I'm not saying you shouldn't be, just not ticking my radar off. Maybe they're ticking your radar off. You've been trying to find a play on one of those games for the last 5 days, and you finally stopped by the TTL pod and you found it. Well, hammer in all 3 of those best bets of the day coming from the legendary Riley RMags Magnuson, partner. Anything else coming from your side of the screen as far as best bets, analysis, insights, anything in between? Regarding the NFL,
sir.
Week 14 of the NFL season, I apologize.
No, sir. I'll save. I could have brought some extra ammo as far as Packers Bears, but I'll save it for my blog on Sunday morning, my friends.
What did that have to do with the price of corn?
Talking NFL.
That had nothing to do with any of your fucking picks. Week 14 NFL best bets.
I said I could have came with extra ammo as far as another pick as far as Packers Bears.
Right. You could have, but what was the reason that you decided to just fit that in? What did that have to do with? Why'd you just decide to fit that in there?
Because there's another game, and I'm gonna have some action coming in Sunday morning.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, glad. Good for you. Maybe we'll talk about that later. Who knows? Maybe that's just out of the show at this point now. Okay. I see we're throwing shots, so I'm going to do my best to be the bigger man on this side of the screen and keep this show moving as well as I possibly can. Next segment up, my NFL Week 14 best bets of the day. Similar to my partner, I got 3 best bets coming at you as well. 3 underdogs, actually, that I think the line stinks on these, and you need to hammer in the dogs quickly, promptly, fastly, in a hurry. First game I'm going to Baltimore Ravens against the Cleveland Browns, and I'm taking the Ravens plus 2.5. My friends, we play numbers, not wishful thinking and storylines. There's a reason that the Baltimore Ravens went for 2 last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers, or only just a few short days ago. Went for 2, and it's because they knew they were playing the Browns this week. They knew it didn't matter if they won that game because the Browns are at the dead-ass last position of the AFC East. And did I also mention that the Ravens absolutely own the Browns historically? Now, stick a pin in that. We'll come back to that here in a moment. I also think that the only way the Browns can win this game is if they have success running the ball. And let me tell you, my friends, they're not going to have success running the ball. They're going up against the Baltimore Ravens, who are first in the league in rushing yards allowed per game at only 84.3 on average. If the Browns don't get going in the rushing department, they don't get going at all. That forces Mr. Baker Mayfield to beat the Cleveland Browns. And that will not happen either. In 7 games against these Baltimore Ravens, Baker Mayfield has an 82.2 QBR, 2,031 yards. You say 2,000 yards in 7 games. It's only about 280 yards per game on average. Relax. Only 11 touchdowns and 8 picks. I think something crazy, weird, I don't know, might happen where the Browns do win this game. Maybe, just maybe, Harbaugh has a brain fart of a moment. But I don't think there's any way in fuck that he goes for it, or goes for that 2-point conversion to close out the game, because he doesn't know that he owns the Browns historically. So I think that continues to happen, but let's take a pin out of that and get into some of those key trends. Baltimore, 4-0 ATS, their last 4 games played in Week 14. 9-3 ATS, their last 12 games played against the AFC South. 15-5-1, their last 21 as a dog, and 8-2 against the number, their last 10 as a road dog. Cleveland, 2-6 ATS, last 8 home games. 2-5 ATS, last 7 as a home favorite. 1-6-1 ATS following a bye week, and let's really take that pin out. Baltimore, 7-3 against the number, last 10 meetings with the Browns. 10-2-1 ATS the last 13 meetings in Cleveland. It does not matter that this is in the dog pond. The Baltimore Ravens are taking care of business. So for my final best bet of the day, we're taking the Baltimore Ravens plus 2.5, or my first best bet of the day from the NFL, I guess, rather. Baltimore Ravens plus 2.5.
I like it, partner. I'm torn if I'm going to play this. I laugh when you say dog pond, because when you say it in that, I love the but when you say it like that, it sounds like POND pond. But
pond,
I'll digress on
the
that.
Pond, going to the dog pond.
It does look like we're going to have a decent amount of wind in this game, which you would have to imagine really favors the Ravens. Because in a vacuum, both these teams can run the ball, but like you said, the Ravens can stop the run better than Cleveland can run the ball. So I want it bad, but I'm just a little confused as to why it's plus 3, which it seems like people are buying into the Browns. But I'm not trying to hate, because I really do want it.
No, it's okay.
I'm a little interested in both the Ravens and the under, so I might end up being on both of those things.
This one takes some coyones, and most people, I do believe, are tossing bags on bags on bags at the Cleveland Browns. Everybody zigs, I zag, my friends, and I think it's because the Ravens won in the first game. The Browns still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. I just don't think they're that team. I mean, the defense is decent. They're pretty fucking good, but this offense just can't compensate for it. And if, once again, they can't get the rushing game going, they are not going to win this game, and they're not going to get it going against the first team in the league against the rush. I digress. Second play coming from me from the NFL slate for Week 14, matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. My partner gave you the under. Plays pretty well into the underdog in this matchup, taking the Falcons plus 2.5. This line also stinks for me, my friends, and we play numbers, not teams and storylines. Once again, I already said it one time here today. I think that's exactly what's going to be playing into all of my plays. Maybe that's the theme of my NFL picks of the week. We play numbers, not lines and storylines, or not storylines. Okay. I digress because I'm fumbling over my shit. Without further ado, let's get into it. Both of these teams 5-7 straight up and against the number, so it's going to be a hotly contested contest. And I do think that the 2.5 is a solid number. I think this is spot on, but I do think that the Falcons end up covering this too. And I think too many people are thinking that the Panthers, being at home, are going to have success and win this by a field goal. My friends, they just fired their offensive coordinator. I mean, I'm not sure who's going to be calling plays. Maybe it's Matt Rule. I'm not 100% sure, but I really don't care to back a team that might be an entirely new system. It might be the same plays. It might not be. I don't know. Cam looks broken. We're not 100% sold on him, and that's just a team and an offense that I can't get behind as favorites right now. Atlanta may not be great, but they seem to take care of business when it comes to the Carolina Panthers historically. Now, did mention Carolina won 19-13 in the first matchup between these two teams this year. That doesn't matter to me because it always seems that if Carolina wins a game in a season, Atlanta always gets their lick back. And I think they do that once again here, my friends. Now, briefly back to Cam Newton. 10 yards and in, I think he's probably the best quarterback in the entire league. But outside of that, no thanks. Give me anybody else. I love him as a man, love him as a human being, love his mentality, but I really think his shoulder, his arm, whatever, is a little bit more hurt than he's leading on, or his whole camp would like any of us to believe. And I just think that if that team continues to have a QB problem, I just can't back them, especially as favorites, regardless of if they're at home, away, wherever they're at. It just does not feel comfortable to me. Atlanta's actually been kind of sneaky here too, my friends. Even though Carolina has a great defense, Atlanta's kind of been using their gadget players and those gadget plays to really keep them in games and maybe even get those outright wins. I mean, they use Mike Davis, CP Flash, Cordero Patterson, for those of you who aren't big fans, Russell Gage, and other guys like that that are really allowing them to stay in these games here. So I think they continue to do that. Maybe even their defense gets a turnover or two on this offense that just, I mean, I really think it's going to look like it's in shambles here, if you ask me. I mean, you don't typically fire your OC dead in the middle of a fucking season. So I'm a little worried about it, and I think the Atlanta, especially in a division game here, I think the Atlanta Falcons maybe get a turnover or two or three. Who knows? They did turn over Tom Brady on the goal line for a pick six. So who am I? What do I know? Oh, that's what I know. Trent. Atlanta 6-1 ATS last 7 versus a team with a losing home record. 4-1 ATS last 5 following an ATS loss, and 4-1 ATS last 5 road games. Carolina 7-20 ATS last 27 versus a team with a losing record. 0-4 ATS last 4 as a favorite. 3-8 ATS last 11 as a home favorite. And take that previously inserted pin about Atlanta owning Carolina in the past, and you will see that the Falcons 9-3 ATS last 12 meetings overall, and 4-1 ATS last 5 meetings in Carolina. Give me the Falcons to get their lick back, at least against the number, plus 2.5. They might even get the outright win, but that ain't the best bet. There you go. There you have it. Third NFL Week 14 best bet of the day from your boy.
I like it, partner. Another one that I'm still a little gun-shy on, but I do like it. Both these teams still got only a game out of the playoffs, and with the quarterback situation in Carolina, I have to feel like the Falcons actually might feel like in their locker room like they have a chance of making a run and sneaking into those last couple of spots. So I think you're on the right side here.
Sure enough, there you go. There you have it. All right, I only got one more coming at you, and I think this line stinks too. Going to the matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals plus 1.5. Everybody and their brothers are already all over the 49ers. Everybody's already saying, oh, they'll flip by game time, no problem. It'll be so easy. And yeah, you're already seeing it flip because there's people just throwing money. Oh my gosh, this line is so short. This is ridiculous. Yeah, don't you think maybe there's something behind that? Don't you think that maybe just, Cincinnati has sucked so bad. Now all of a sudden they're plus 1 underdogs. Don't you think there might be something to that, and that 49ers aren't just going to win this game by 1,000,001? I don't know. What do I know? Who am I to say? What I do know is I think Cincinnati might even win this game outright, let alone cover that plus 1.5. I love the extra 1.5 backing in case of any nonsense, but I think this game is going to be filled with nonsense, and the Bengals actually win it outright. One key reason as to why I think that is the fact that the Bengals have a solid rushing attack. And the 49ers have proven that they can't really stop the rush all too well this year. They're 14th in the league. Not great, not terrible, but they are allowing 114.3. So right middle of the pack. Now, the last couple of games here against a middle of the pack rushing attack, Cincinnati against Pittsburgh, they gave up 198 yards, won 41-10, and in Las Vegas they gave up 159 yards, and the Bengals won 31-13. So I think they have something similar right around there. If they can get to 150, I think that they just ground and pound this game all day long, and they have some pretty solid success here. I also will take Joey B over Jimmy G any day of the week, my friends, even if this hand injury ends up being a thing for Joey Burrow there. I'm not sure it will be. I think he'll be all right, but I just like him as a better quarterback, and I really think that the Bengals have no problem taking care of this number, but at the end of the day, you got to believe the trends. And San Francisco is not solid as a favorite. They have not been. They will not be. They are 4-11 against the number their last 15 as a favorite. I don't know if we got to fade these guys in the month of December too, but they're 1-4 against the number their last 5 December games. Cincinnati 5-1 against the number last 6 following a straight up loss. 6-1 against the number last 7 following a double-digit loss at home, and 5-2 ATS last 7 following an ATS loss overall. Closing out my card, closing out all the best bets on the show here today, give me the Cincinnati Bengals plus 1.5 for my last Week 14 NFL best bet of the day.
I like a partner. I'll say with confidence I'm staying away from this, not because I don't like the pick, because I think they're on the right side. Both these teams have, maybe they've cashed a ticket for me here and there, but they've also done some funny business. So matching up together, I'll let you hammer this one in because I do like it. Actually, let's see. Breaking news, no limitations for Mr. Joe Burrow this week per Zach Taylor. So there you go. I like it. But yeah, like I said, I'll stay on the side, but I do like the pick, most definitely. I'll be watching this one with you.
Hey, no
Literally,
problem.
actually.
No problem. I appreciate it. I understand. Sometimes it's personal gambling preference. You just don't do it. But I think the Bengals are the right side, and I think they shock a few folks here today. So without further ado, or on Saturday or Sunday, I apologize. We always do the show prior, and I always forget where I'm at, what I'm doing. Okay, here I am. I'm doing the pod. Sunday, best bets, Week 14, NFL are about to be live on your screen for the first time in prime time. So rip out those sports books again if you put them away. Your paper, your pens, your pencils, or whatever method you utilize to take stock of the TTL Crew's best bets. Because here they are, behind the TTL Crew, now live in prime time for your enjoyment. If you turn your attention directly above us, RMags best bets for Week 14 of the NFL season. He's got 3 coming at you. Starting things off with the Dallas Cowboys -4. And he's going to the matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, taking under 42.5. He's also taking the Los Angeles Chargers, laying all 10 points at home against the New York Giants. If you turn your attention to the right side of your screen, my 3 picks, taking 3 dogs. Hopefully they're barking this weekend, baby. We're taking the Baltimore Ravens plus 2.5 against the Cleveland Browns, taking the Atlanta Falcons plus 2.5 against the Carolina Panthers, and the Cincinnati Bengals at home against the 49ers plus 1.5. Whether you're rocking with me, whether you're rocking with Mags, whether you're rocking with all 6 of our plays and you're not going to choose between one side or the other, and you're ready to get to the pay window, you first need to lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of dough down. Whatever you need to say, just make sure you get today's best bets of the day, or rather Sunday's Week 14 NFL best bets of the day, and at whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book. Okay, man. There we go. There we have it.
Love it. Big fan.
Okay. So, away they go. There you have it. That was, didn't change this, son of bitch, the TTL Crew's Week 14 Best Bets Recap. All right. That does it for the first half of the show, 18 minutes after the top of the 11 o'clock hour. Let me get rid of that nonsense. Let me get rid of this so we don't have any more Bullshit happening there. Okay, all right. Put this in the ticker. And partner, if you could be so kind as to kick off the second half of the show with whatever might be burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul that you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 180 of the TTL Pod on this beautiful December the 10th, 2021.
My man, I don't have anything crazy. You thought I was going to come with some Packers-Bears stuff. I gave it a couple months ago. Everyone's already sick of me talking about it. And I already mentioned I'm sick of talking about it because the Packers, snooze, will win by 30. And, it'll be what it is. It is what it is. So I won't come here gripped with all these. Aaron Rodgers is like 22-5 straight up against the Bears. I won't do any of that, okay? And we'll move right past... We'll move right along and past that. And my man, I'm interested in being excited about tomorrow's action on Saturday as far as college basketball, UFC, one little college football game, not a little college football game, one of my favorites to watch every single year. And obviously we'll dive into what our picks are for those football and basketball games tomorrow on Couple Joe on Campus, shout out. But I'm excited for this weekend action, my man. I don't know about you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's your sidebar. You're asking me if I'm excited for this weekend
I
action.
mean, if you want to chat about certain games, what's on tap, I don't got anything crazy.
Well, that's what we have Cup of Joe on campus for, at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday mornings, ain't it? We go through the entire college basketball and college football slates, and we chat about those games and and what we're looking forward to. But
yeah.
didn't really
Didn't have shit.
come prepared to do
filling
that.
shit here,
so,
yeah.
so tune in. Hell of a time to plug that. Tomorrow we'll talk about tomorrow.
Plugging Cup of Joe on Campus was my
Cup of Joe on
sidebar.
Campus. There you go. There you have it.
And your blog.
That too. That's coming along as well. Cause I don't want to spill the beans on all the UFC shit what we got going on. Cause I got the card building around. Else anybody won't come to the fucking UFC blog. So there you go. There you have it. There's another free plug. Make sure you stop by my pick blog, UFC pick blog, dropping tomorrow morning. If you want to find it, you can find it talkingtheline.com/Colts-blog. You can subscribe beforehand so it gets delivered right to your email inbox, and we will never send you spam. We will never send you spam, damn it. Also, free plug to Mag's blog. I already talked about it in the show. Sunday night, he will have his extra cheddar bets ready to rock and roll, so he'll probably have it out in the morning so you can lock it in for Sunday night. Extra cheddar, all of his Packers bets of the week. Yeah. Whatever. Outside of that, nothing major on this end of the world, man. I wish I would have come with some of those fucking NFL or college football or college basketball and shit kind of to deduct about. I guess we don't really have any like lines or anything officially dropped. Were there any games you were highly looking forward to? Maybe have a little bit of an ear to the street. Maybe we might be talking a little bit more in depth tomorrow, if you will.
So I'm sure we'll talk about it, but we can't bet on it. But Illinois hosting their highest-ranked non-conference opponent since 2004. The 2004-2005 runner-up season. Highest-ranked non-conference opponent since then. Number 11, which sounded crazy to me. Wow. Obviously, they've had some big-ranked Big Ten teams. But Illinois-Arizona is going to be an unbelievable game. Illinois still isn't ranked, but obviously if they get that one done, they'll be back in there for sure. Wisconsin, Ohio State's going to be a barn burner out of the Big Ten. You know me. Penn State, Michigan State, that one's probably okay. UCLA, Marquette. I'm actually that might be a little
all the big games here, baby. You know me. I'll have my mid-major action rocking and rolling for sure.
But yeah, UCLA, Marquette, man. I'm interested in what that line's going to be. We'll see. That might be the true test of is Shaka Smart and the Marquette Golden Eagles back or not. I don't know, man. I'm interested in that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. You know me. I like to stay away from some of the bigger games because that's typically when it's going to be the sharpest. That's typically where everybody throws their money at. So I'll be in my college basketball mid-major grind. Don't you worry, my friends. We'll have plenty of value tomorrow. Been doing really solid on Saturdays, so Fridays and Saturdays too. So looking forward to that. Army-Navy game. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I haven't dove super deep, but I'm pretty sure where I'll be there. Outside of that, yeah, really just nothing major, dude.
Under or nothing, right?
Yeah, kind of what I'm thinking, but we'll talk about that more in depth tomorrow. Most definitely, most assuredly. Yeah, shit, dude. I don't know. I didn't really come it's your sidebar. Didn't really come anything else prepared. So,
Nothing crazy going on.
yeah.
A little sadder news, and then you'll pick us back up. R.I.P. to Demaryius Thomas at 33, my friends. Tragic to see that happen. Obviously, it was a shocker to most, but I was a fan of him when he was in the NFL. Didn't know what he was about too much off the field, but from what I've been reading, it sounds like he was just the most fantastic person on the stupid earth, man. So shout out to him and his family. Prayers up to them. So sad to see that man go, but hopefully he's in a better place and warming our hearts from upstairs. If you catch my drift here.
T's and P's for sure. DT was a hell of a player, a guy that I loved watching in the league. And yeah, he wasn't even, I think he was about to turn 34. I think he was 33, but kind of looked like he's had some medical issues in the past, some stuff kind of going on. Might have had a seizure or something. I'm not here to speculate or debate what might have happened. It sucks. It's a huge loss for not only his family, but the Broncos community, the NFL community, everybody in between. So T's and P's of the family of Demaryius Thomas for sure, and everything in between. So keep it moving, keep it grooving. I got nothing else, dude. We can wrap things up here with a little bit of motivation minutes, get us all a little bit of good positivity, good energy flowing, and then get on out of here. So without further ado, nothing else in order to announce out. So get all of our content, rather, before I do, talkingtheline.com. You'll find it all there. Nothing else I need to say in regard to that. You know how to check out that rabbit hole. So without further ado, change the ticker for the final time today, for the final time of the week, for my motivation minutes. Short and sweet today, my friends, because it's the quote from John Wooden. It's not my quote, not my thoughts, all of the legend himself. As always, give you just a tiny bit of perspective and what I think about it. Maybe we'll have a little bit of back and forth and then get on out of here. So, second, John Wooden quote of the week. If we magnified blessings as much as we magnify disappointments, we would all be much happier. If we magnified blessings as much as we magnify disappointments, we would all be much happier. And that's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, it is pretty funny how everybody is so quick and so fast to tell you everything that's going wrong in their life. So in a hurry to tell you how bad their life is. It's almost as if, like, everybody's trying to compare how shitty their life is and who has the shittier life. And I just don't get that. I don't get it whatsoever. I always try and share that mindset with you guys of just be grateful. Be thankful. Hey, we got a roof over our heads right now. We got food in the belly, food in the fridge if it ain't in the belly yet. Last time I checked, you took a shower this morning. A lot of people don't even get the opportunity to do that. I mean, why not share the things that are going good? Maybe it's because of one of my earlier messages earlier on in the week of treating everybody like a baby. And little Johnny's crawling and walking and falling, and instead of when he falls saying, well, that was stupid, that was never going to work, you would never say that to a baby. Why would you say that to an adult? Like, it's the same human being, they're just an adult now, so maybe it's because of that. And anytime you try and share a blessing with somebody, they say, whatever, cool, yeah, no big deal. But they're so fast to, all your dirty, your juice, your everything that's going bad, let's go. Like, how fucked up is that? How fucked up are you if you live like that? Seriously. Like, who the fuck are you just to sit here and delve deep into somebody's issues and disappointments and give your opinion and then go share that with John, Sally, and Jimmy? I don't get it. I don't understand it. The legend John Wooden was trying to tell us a long time ago that this is how we should be living. It's how I choose to live my life. It's how I know my partner chooses to live his life. And you won't find none of the bullshit, the disappointments, the negativity, the toxicity here on this pod. Nothing but positivity, gratitude, and blessings flowing. So without further ado, for the final time here on today's show, the final set of motivation minutes of the week. We closed it out with the second John Wooden quote of the day, or of the week, rather. If we magnified blessings as much as we magnified disappointments, we would all be much happier. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
I love it, partner. Yeah, closed it out. A hot week of Colt's motivation minutes. You closed it out with a banger, dude. I like it a lot. And even if you're a person, and I don't want to speak for you, but even if you're a person that doesn't magnify the disappointments, everyone can always magnify their blessings even more than they already are. So, love the message, my man, today to close out the week. Fantastic stuff.
Appreciate you and your feedback, as always, good sir. We are 29 minutes after the top of the hour. Let's get that on out of here.
Speedy Friday show, dude.
How about that? We just been cooking. Really nothing in the second half here. I'm telling you, nothing really to delve out, dish out. So, there you go. There you have it, my friends. Be sure. Excuse me. Oh, okay. There we go. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time to Cup of Joe on campus, live on our YouTube channel, our Facebook, and our Twitter. It is not available via podcast. We will run through the lone college football game on tap tomorrow, Army versus Navy. Then we'll dive deep into the college basketball slate, give you our best bets, the games we're staying away from entirely, and the games that we still have questions on or just want to talk about in general. Outside of that, that's all I got here on this side of the screen, partner. Anything you got over there?
No, sir. That slate is loaded tomorrow, though, as far as college basketball. Right around, if I'm not mistaken, right around a nice 100 spot of games, if I am not mistaken.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay. Well, then that sure seems like an episode of the TTL pod. So one final thing we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide, for myself and Mags. Thank you so much for choosing to stop by episode number 180 of the Talking the Line podcast. We can't tell you how much we appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of our hearts, all of your support, your following, your likes, your views, everything in between, all of that good nonsense, your shares, all of the stuff that I might even be leaving out that you might do for us too. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for sharing your time with a couple of guys who just like to share their passion with you. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. And one more time, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Or maybe 5. We hope you have a spectacular rest of your Friday, unless you have any other plans. A terrific start to your weekend that is filled with nothing but love, good vibes, peace, prosperity, and positivity. And last but certainly not least, we'll see you at the pay window tonight. So you can start saying right along with us at the end of every single show, let's cash some tickets. Oh no, pop-up came up on my screen. Here we go. Okay, have a spectacular weekend, my friends.